So you're leading a faith-based nonprofit. You know it all starts with that fire, right? That deep-seated passion to serve. But here's the thing, passion by itself can burn out. The real trick, the real challenge, is channeling that fire into something that lasts, something that makes a real impact. So how do you get from having a good heart to building a great organization? Let's dive in.
The great management thinker Peter Drucker just nailed it with this quote. It is so easy to get trapped in doing things right. Ticking off the to-do list, putting out fires. But real leadership, that means taking a step back and asking, wait, are we even doing the right things? And that single question, aligning what we do with why we do it, that's what this is all about.
Think about it like this. On one side, you have good intentions. That's the fuel, it's the heart of your mission, and it's absolutely essential. But without a strategic framework, without a plan, that fuel just leads to burnout and a lot of spinning your wheels. Now, on the other side, you've got strategic leadership. That's where you pair that passion with a solid plan, and that creates an organization that doesn't just get by, it truly thrives.
All right, so here's our game plan for this explainer. We've got 4 key stops. We'll start with the servant's blueprint. Then, we'll move from vision to action. After that, we'll get into the nitty-gritty of managing people and resources. And we'll wrap it all up with building a lasting legacy.
Okay, first up, the servant's blueprint. Look, before you can build a house, you have to pour the foundation, right? It's the same thing here. This is all about getting crystal clear on the core principles that are going to guide every single decision you make.
So this really forces us to ask a pretty deep question. What are the biblical principles that should be the bedrock of your leadership? And trust me, these aren't just feel-good ideas. They are the non-negotiables for a healthy, thriving organization. Let's look at 3 of the most important ones. First, we have servant leadership. And this one, well, it flips the whole traditional leadership pyramid right on its head. See, instead of the team existing to serve the leader's number one job is to serve and empower the team. It's about building people up, not just building a program. Next up is stewardship. This is the how-to that flows right out of servant leadership. It's this core understanding that everything you've been given, your time, the incredible talents of your team, and every dollar that comes in, it's all been entrusted to you for a purpose that's bigger than yourself. The key here is faithful management, not personal ownership. And finally, we've got governance. Now, this might sound a little corporate, but hang with me. Think of governance as the guardrails on the highway. It's the practical structure that protects your mission. Good governance creates accountability and transparency, and that's what builds unshakable trust with your team, your donors, and your whole community. So, with that foundation firmly in place, we can move on to Section 2, from vision to action. This is where the rubber meets the road. It's where we take those amazing principles and turn them into a real, actual plan. Okay, let's clear something up right now, because these 2 words get confused all the time. Mission and vision. Your mission is all about the present. It answers the question, why do we exist right now? Your vision, on the other hand, is about the future. It answers, where are we going? You need both. One keeps you grounded today, the other pulls you toward tomorrow. So how do you actually make that vision happen? It's really a simple 3-step process. First, you craft those super clear mission and vision statements we just talked about. Step 2, you set measurable goals. I'm not talking about vague wishes, but specific targets you can actually track. And third, you make sure your daily actions line up with your core values. This makes sure how you do things is just as important as what you do. And that leads to a huge gut check question for you. Think about your team. Could every single person, from the volunteers stuffing envelopes to the program director, draw a straight line from their daily tasks all the way to that big, ultimate vision? If the answer is no, or even, I'm not sure, then you've found a critical gap you need to close. That question actually leads us perfectly into our 3rd section, managing people and resources. This is the engine room of your organization. It's where all the work actually gets done. And in that engine room, you've got 2 absolutely vital assets, your people and your finances. Let's just be real for a second. This is a massive pain point for so many of us, right? Volunteer burnout, high turnover. It can feel like a revolving door, and it just sucks the life and momentum out of your mission. This is what happens when all that passion isn't backed up by good management. So what's the antidote to burnout? It's not magic, it's empowerment. And it really breaks down into 4 key things. First, give people clear roles and expectations. Nobody likes feeling confused. Second, offer consistent training and support so they feel confident and capable. Third, build a real culture of collaboration where people feel like they're part of a team.
And finally, and this is a big one, actually value and act on their feedback. It shows them they're respected partners, not just free help.
Now for that other critical resource, money. Take a look at these pillars of financial health. What's the biggest piece of the pie here? It's not even close. It's transparency at 40%. That's the bedrock. And it's supported by strict compliance, having different streams of funding, and a budget where every single dollar has a purpose tied to your mission.
And this is why this is so important. Financial integrity is about way more than just balancing the books. It is the absolute foundation of trust. When your donors, your volunteers, your whole community sees that you handle every penny with excellence and openness, their confidence in your mission just skyrockets.
Okay, this brings us to our final section, building a lasting legacy. This is about taking all these pieces, the foundation, the strategy, the people, and weaving them together to make sure your impact lasts not just for a year, but for generations. You know, one of the best ways to ensure that long-term health is to build in a rhythm, an annual organizational health check. Think of it like a yearly physical for your nonprofit. In the first quarter, you check your mission alignment. Quarter 2, you do a deep dive on financial integrity. Quarter 3, you honestly evaluate team morale. And then in quarter 4, you take all that info and plan for the future. It keeps you proactive, not reactive.
So, as we wrap this up, what are the big ideas to walk away with? Let's recap. First, lead from a place of servanthood and stewardship. That has to be your starting point. Second, remember that a clear strategy is the bridge that gets you from a beautiful vision to a concrete reality. Third, empowering your people isn't a nice-to-have. It's the essential cure for burnout. And finally, never forget that financial integrity is the currency of trust. Let me leave you with this analogy. Leading your nonprofit, it's a lot like being the captain of a ship. Your job as the captain is to keep that destination, your vision, crystal clear for everyone on board. And you have to make absolutely sure that every single crew member knows their role and understands how what they do helps move the whole ship forward. Without that shared clarity, you're just drifting. But with it, you can navigate any storm and reach your destination.
So I'll end with this challenge for you. After all this, what is the one practical step you can take this week? Not next year, not next month, but this week to start building a stronger, more impactful, and more sustainable organization.